Tuesday, October 14th, Night Center at 7 o'clock. Is called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Williams. Trustee Oscar Brown.
Here.
Trustee Payton. Trustee Griffin.
Present.
Trustee Burdett. Trustee Larry Brown.
Here.
And Mayor Covington.
President, Milton Payne is called as first. Milton Payne, Trustee Payne is that person who's here today.
Okay, and Trustee Burdett is here.
Okay, thank you. Please, would you join me in the pledge of allegiance, please?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Approval of the minutes for September 9th.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Griffin, second.
Second.
Second by Trustee Oscar Brown. Are there any questions, additions, corrections? None heard. Roll call.
Trustee Oscar Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Vote aye.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Vote aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Both sides. Approval of September 23rd minutes.
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Griffin.
Second.
Second by Trustee Oscar Brown. Any corrections? Just 1 second. Okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Oscar Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Vote aye.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Abstain.
And Mayor Covington.
Both sides. Reports of elected officials and appointments.
Yes, have a report.
Yes, sir.
I want to report on a waste tire collection event that was held in Will County. The Will County Land Use Department will be using the south half of Town Center parking lot for a tire collection event. The tire event is for all Will County residents, including farmers and residents within a village that may be part of Will County. IDs may be required, and only car tires, small truck tires, and farm tractor tires. Off-rim and on-rim tires will be accepted. You must be able to unload your own tires. Business tires, industrial tires, and off-road tires will not be accepted. The event is scheduled for Saturday, November 1st, 2014, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Treadstone Tire will be the contractor on site for the event. Pending the turnout, the contractor shall have all the tires removed by that day or the following day. Will County will provide the village with an insurance certificate for their employees and will also advertise the event. The county will advertise the village as host of the event. Yes, ma'am.
Any other?
I do have a
Trustee Oscar Brown.
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate our clerk, Dee Jones, on the reward of her certificate from the International Institute of Municipal Clerks. And they hereby confer the designation of Master Municipal Clerk upon Dorothy R. Jones, Master Municipal Clerk, in fulfillment of requirements prescribed by the International Institute of Municipal Clerks. And here's a letter that is attached to it, dated September 9, 2014. Dear Dorothy Jones, Master Municipal Clerk, on behalf of the Board of Directors, it is my pleasure to inform you that you have been awarded the International Institute of Municipal Clerks Included in this package is your hard-earned MMC certificate for Master Municipal Clerk, as well as your Master Municipal Clerk lapel pin that she has on. We know you will wear it proudly. The International Institute of Municipal Clerks grants the Master Municipal Clerks designation only to those municipal clerks who complete demanding education requirements and who have a record of significant contributions to their local government, their community, and state. In light of the speed and drastic nature of changes these days, lifelong learning is not only desirable, it is necessary for all in local government to keep pace with growing demands and changing needs of the citizens we serve. We applaud your educational accomplishments and achievements of this milestone and congratulate you on your personal pursuits of professional excellence.
Congratulations.
Just to let you know, there are over 10,000 Illinois members of the Illinois International Institute of Municipal Clerks, but there are only 1,283 master municipal clerks worldwide. Again, we recognize you for your
I have one. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Trustee Brown. Just would like to, I did send text messages and attempted phone calls to all of those individuals who had picked up nominating petition packets. We discovered, and thank you, Trustee Brown, that your statement of candidacy form that was included in the packet is not the one that we should use for this election. Your statement of candidacy form should say independent. The one that was included in the packet had no designation. So I do have copies of the corrected form here with me tonight, and ask if any potential candidates picked up a packet that they would pick up the corrected form and also the two-sided statement of economic interest form. This is why on the sign-out sheet for the nominating petition forms, we ask for a contact number, email, or some way to contact the individual in the event that there is a need for forms or if there are any changes prior to the election. You can also go online to the State Board of Election. In their candidates guide, there are all of the forms, which would also include the statement of candidacy. The statement of economic interest is not in the form, but I do have extra copies, and you can also get those from the county clerk. Just to remind everybody, don't forget, November 4th is Election Day, where they'll be electing your state, your federal, your county officers. It's important that we leave apathy at home. We leave personalities at home. We read the mail that comes in your mailboxes, and you make a conscious, informed decision of the candidates that you want to support. Also, on this ballot in November, there were some referendums, there were some proposed changes to the Constitution. There were some victim rights bills that are on there. So please, do your research and vote. Don't stay at home and say they're gonna do what they want to do. That'll only happen if you don't get the people into office that you want. And once again, nominated petition packet for the general consolidated election, which will be held on April 2nd. They are available in my office from now through December 22nd, which is also the last day for filing the nominating petitions. feel free to pick them up and good luck. Don't forget, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. October 25th, they're trying to do what's called Catch Date. So all of you ladies and gentlemen, it's important that you get your mammograms. And if you haven't done it before October 25th, try and get in on October 25th and support breast cancer awareness. Support cancer awareness, period. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tito. Trustee Larry Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. I had a conversation with the Will County Circuit Clerk, Pam McGuire, last week, and she had asked. The conversation was revolved around moving the courtrooms from Peatone to here, and to use this facility. And I've spoken with Manager Lanier about this maybe a month and a half ago, I think. He brought it to my attention, and I said it was just, the conversation just arose the other day when I saw her at a function. And she was, I don't know if she knew that we already expressed our interest in the court call being moved here. And it was here, we used to have it here back in, I want to say the late 90s, early part of 2000. And it was moved from here and moved to Peatone. So now, like I say, the county executive is looking for an area that is centrally located. So they're looking at 90 town centers. So that's I've stated to Ms. McGuire that we'd be more than happy to house to have it here. So Ms. Lanier, so I'll give you the phone number to contact her, and you can just say pick up the conversation for that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor, Board of Trustees, co-workers, and residents. My report is pretty brief. Thank you, Trustee Brown. I think that the mayor and I also had conversations about the courthouse along with the prosecutor, and they are going to come out here and look at our facility in the near future. They've expressed an interest, and they've expressed an agreement as far as, doing the proper updates to the washroom, those sort of things they would need to do to make the court accessible. So we are looking at that, and we are moving forward. I did attend a mini ICSC conference last week, I believe it was, and where we continue to pursue retail development in the village. We had follow-up meetings with various vendors and a couple of new vendors. They were all very receptive. We are getting a lot of looks. A lot of people have agreed to come out and look at our town. A lot of them have also said they've been looking at the town, so we're very happy about that. We've been working with the South Suburban mayors and managers for enterprise zones. I think some of you guys might have were here for the presentation at the Legislative and Operations Committee meeting. That's another project that's going forward. Very briefly, what the enterprise zone would do, it will overlay our industrial park and the parts that we designated for retail development. Then it will add to our incentive package to make us more competitive as we continue to try to entice retail into the village. The staff is very busy, with their winter preparations. And Joe is Mr. Hunt is doing a very good job, as far as getting the staff ready, preparing salt training and those sort of things. The entire staff has been engaged in ongoing trainings. I think last month we had a sexual harassment training for the entire staff, and our building department's gone out for new building code certifications, which they achieved in their packages also. That concludes my report.
With that said, Mr. Lanier, there are, go ahead, sir. Sure, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to ask, did you put in an order for a truck this year? I believe you did.
I think we purchased one truck, and we're going to bed this, Jerry, you can kind of feel this. We purchased one truck, and we've had a bed repaired on the second truck. Am I correct?
We haven't purchased a truck, but we are in the market to repair by replacing a bed on the back of the truck. one of our one-time.
Okay.
But now you hear, I remember when we had on the board agenda, when we were purchasing one, did we purchase one truck?
Trustee Griffin, I believe that was Park and Rec's truck. Yeah, we got the F-150.
Well, is there any way we can look at maybe purchasing a smaller truck, like a big one, like the end, we would maybe look at purchasing maybe a smaller?
I'll spend time with Director Hunt tomorrow, kind of assess his needs and see what it is that he needs, and we'll bring something back to the board.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay. I'm just wondering, with that said, there was webinars too with ICSC I've been attending, and the thing that concerns me, do we need to get our paperwork in order? I know Mr. Hunt has been working viciously for it, code enforcement has been looking for it, but we need to have our paperwork, because according to the webinar conference that I was on, they said that we need to have our paperwork in the event that they come here, and they said, okay, I want to buy this, we need to have our blueprints, architectural drawings all ready. So if we can work on that, I know they're all over the place for a long time. So that's something that we need to be adhered to in the event that someone wants to come in and move in right away. And we can work with that if we can. I appreciate it. Okay, Mayor's report. Been busy. I made quite a few webinars, which is more economical, so that way no one has to travel or buy anything or pay for anything. So the program we had, one was with the White House, that we talked about Ebola incidents, and I've talked to John, and we're getting ready to prepare some type of informational seminar here in the village for our residents to know what to do in the event that happens. Prepare ourselves. We're going to work with all the doctors, hospitals, and any medical facilities that we can to try to prepare our people in giving all types of symptoms that might happen. That was all discussed with the White House call on Ebola. So that's something to look forward to coming up soon. There was a meeting with IDOT, which was going to result into tonight's presentation. We had a meeting at the golf course, and I was really alarmed to find out that the equipment that we purchased is obsolete, actually. And it's old, it's outdated. We asked for the fundings and the revenue on it, and only to find out that it's very, very low, because they said these aren't the machines that we pay out. They pay out big. So I don't know how we got hooked with that organization, but found out that they sold it to someone else. But now they're the same people that we have for our hospitality. So maybe since they're still receiving funding from us, maybe they can explain to us what happened with that. They did not go along with their presentation as far as the materials that they promised us. We don't have that. They promised to give us a lot of materials for promotion. We haven't received that. So Paul is looking into that to make sure that we get our due diligence on that. There was a wonderful diversity dinner that some of us, Trustee Reyes and myself, and Deep Jones attended. It was very nice. And at this time, I'd also like to give kudos. Friday night, we attended Trustee Larry Brown, Trustee Mother President Oscar Brown, yes, Oscar Brown, and that's myself. We were there for the dinner, the Jefferson Jackson dinner, Larry Walsh at the Will County Democrats Committee. They awarded Mr. Jim Harris, was one of the main winners for an award for, I think he got for Volunteer of the Year award, Mr. Jim Harris. One of our own, Mr. Teddy was the township president for so many years, and he still is, and he was our assessor for many years, so we give kudos to him in this award. Also condolences to the Lawson family. They lost their grandmother that was 101 years old. We give kudos, we give our condolences to them. Governor's State, there was a great breakfast there that Dr. Naiman and I had with 12 other residential areas of other towns, and they are all working together with us. I think it's very beautiful that we're working together together as a group of what we can do with this new university since we're in college town. So we look forward to that upcoming meetings. Next, and I got to give the good news. I did send an email out to all of my friends here that we did pass the Ileana. So I'm really happy about that. The Ileana was proven, and we do have the area corridor that we're looking for. So we're really on the move and things are happening. So I want to give ourselves a hand. We know this is blocked. Thank God it's going to happen. So we got a lot of promising things to happen for University Park. And with that said, I'm completed, and I will move on to the committee and commissioners reports because we have a lot to do today.
Good evening, Mayor and Board of Trustees and residents. Just wanted to let anybody know that if you have any young people that are interested in basketball, or you're becoming a pom-pom girl, registration is ongoing until November 13th. You can go up to the Village Hall. The address is 698 Burnham Drive, and do your registration Monday through Friday from 9 to 5:30. This year, we are going to celebrate big for the Oktoberfest. We're asking that the mayor and the board of trustees, along with the staff, if you guys will come out and help us celebrate with the kids on our Oktoberfest, which it is a Halloween party. So come with your best outfit. It is on Wednesday, October 29th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. here in 90 Town Center. If any adults are interested in volunteering, please feel free to call our office at 708-534-6456. We're asking for candy donations as well. Last but not least, I've been meeting back and forth with Faith Movers. We'll have another meeting this Thursday in regarding the Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. Paul from the golf course has been working hard with the golfers to, we have raffle tickets that we're selling to get turkeys for residents. So if anybody is interested in donating or participating in purchasing a turkey for a family for the Thanksgiving holiday, please call my office at 708-534-6456. Thank you.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
Last year, we did a service. I know Mr. Roosevelt Martin, Travis, Mr. Clear, and myself, and other people, we actually made dinner. We had dinner. We catered it off, and we served some of those that weren't able to give to that, or we're just going to go with straight giveaway turkeys.
After talking back and forth with Pastor Benjamin, the church decided to just give the turkeys and allow the families to do it. So the giveaway, definitely, I have the date, is November 22nd. But we're meeting to do the planning to see how many turkeys can we come up with.
All right.
So I'll keep you updated.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any others? Any others?
Get my shot ready. Okay. It's real brief. I don't get a chance to report too often. Just want to let the residents know. Testing. Okay, sorry for the delay. Just want to let the residents know and the mayor, board of trustees, that the Young Broadcasters has been up and running since September the 8th. We have a wonderful group this year. And also we have taken 2 trips this year. We went to the WNBA to see our Chicago Sky. They did make it to the finals, but unfortunately they didn't win it, but hopefully next time. Way to go, Chicago Sky. And we also attended the Universal Circus. That was really nice. We'd like to thank Trustee Griffin for helping us drive on that trip. Also, just to let the residents know that our DVD sales are continually, you can purchase them at the cable studio. If you don't have cable, you can go on our village website, click on cable studio and online, and you can view them there, or you could just purchase the DVDs at the cable studio. 534-3211 if you have any questions, and thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right.
Great job. Been down a long time. Any others? Okay, I forgot to give the report on the Southburg Mayor Manager. Transportation Committee will come on and found out that we're doing a lot of great things for transportation, as far as the tollways, the RTA, and the fundings. And being on on that committee, this is a spreadsheet that they do periodically. And before, when I went on this committee, it was interesting to me that University Park had been on here for a long time, and some of the fundings was expired because out of sight, out of mind. But now we're getting money and funds for all of our capital projects, and on here to let you know, be happy to be said, that there's $4 million projected for University Park. $4 million is projected for our upcoming 1/16/2015, the Metro entrance construction of a town traffic spike pathway. So that's very good news to hear that we're on the schedule for that. Thank you. Apologize for that. Okay. All right. Department updates, none. General public. Have any cards? Please. We'll have another officer again tonight. We don't have an officer tonight? Okay, this. Mr. Lanier, could you see that we have an officer here at night, if possible? As a norm, we've always had that for the security of the residents. We might have that.
It's overtime and none of them signed up for that. That's a union job and none of them signed up for it.
That's the sheet.
Oh, because they guard it on Friday nights at the golf course. I don't know why they can't be here.
On Friday night at the golf cart, of course, we're looking at the use of private security. The chief can act in the capacity of a police officer should you need a rise. Unfortunately, we had a couple of officers call off today. A couple of officers called off sick today, so we were kind of a little bit short on that call.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Cynthia, Hudson, Boy Scouts.
I was last, because I didn't know that you were supposed to be.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the order here? Okay. Robert Travis. Hope this is the right order.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees,
Good evening, Mayor.
guests, and citizens. I'd like to announce the Concerned Citizens Committee at University Park is putting on an area-wide men's and women's health fair, which will be here on October 25th from 10 to 4. And we have free health screening, wellness, nutrition, and food shops. They have a mammogram. So it's October 25th from 10 to 4 here at 90 Town Center. It'll be area-wide. So we invite Creek on the Maxie Christian Park, Steger, and other communities around. So I have flyers back there if you want to know. And I have a question. Attorney Diamond, okay, regarding the Legislative and Operation Committee. We have heard that a civil committee will propose for the Republican Party of Will County, and that you advise them if they form one, it will be challenged, and they will lose. If so, is our own Legislative and Operation Committee improper? Thank you.
What's the question?
That was the
We
question.
couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear you.
Okay, I was getting in. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about.
All right, this is regarding the Legislation and Operation Committee. We have heard that a similar committee was proposed for the Republican Party of Will County, and that you advised them that if they form one, it will be challenged, and they will lose. If so, is our own Legislative and Operation Committee improper?
The answer to that question is I know nothing about the county. If you find more information, I'd be happy to look into it, but I don't know anything about it. With regards to our committee, a Legislative and Operations Committee is certainly a standard kind of committee. There's no problem at all about it.
Okay, Mary Truss.
Good evening, everyone. I've got some requests for the board this evening. I'd like to know if you can please stick to the agenda, follow the agenda as much as possible, because it gets very lengthy, and we do have to get up and go to work. Some of us in the mornings, our children have to go to school, and there's only one bathroom here, and it's co-ed. And that you leave off your personal resumes and just follow the agenda that we come here to hear our legislative body perform. The other thing is, I'd like to know that, I want to know the purpose or what does the Black Caucus do for the village of University Park? Are the taxpayers paying the attendees to attend? And if so, have they ever brought any money back to University Park? Thank you.
The Black Caucus, several of us have gone several times, Ms. Truss. Yes, I brought something back tonight, as a matter of fact. Is going to bring something. This is another seminar that the trustees and elected officials are awarded to go to, just like the National League of Cities that they've gone to, just like any other trainings. These are all various trainings that we select to go to. I have not gone to 4 this year. I just went to that one, but we've had elected officials to go there 1 year. I think Trustee Griffin, myself, T. Jones, Trustee Brown, we all went. Those are conferences for us to get information, to get learning, to get networking, to get different values that we can talk to. I go to the Congress, I go to state senators, and they come and we build relationships with them. So it's not a caucus, it is more like a seminar that they go to all the time, always been on, always have been. That's what we do. Laverne Williams. Okay. Okay. Can't make this name out here. It's printed. A-B, is it an E or O or A somewhere? I can't make the name out. Avant, something? Diane, I can't, it's who's this? You make this out? I'm sorry.
Darren Herschel?
That's what it says.
Please disregard that, sir. I thought it was a sign-in.
Oh, okay. Okay, Diane, go. Dr. Diane, go.
I thought it was a sign-in sheet.
Oh, okay. Cynthia Williams? Oh, that's different too. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Cynthia Hudson, I thought we called her. No, she was last. She was last. Oh, she said she wanted to be last, right? She was first. Cynthia. It's Hudson. Oh, there's an officer. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Board
Good
of
evening.
Trustees,
Good evening.
Audience, and viewing audience. My name is Cynthia Hudson. I'm the Assistant Scoutmaster for Troop 11 here in University Park. I just wanted everybody to know we've started our scouting year for the remainder of 2014 and 2015. We have 9 new scouts to join our troop, and I'm putting it out there to the community. We can always use some help from our men in the community to help our scouts. We have an outing coming up, the Adventure Day. That's a very fun day for the scouts coming in, especially the new ones. They'll get a chance to do all the different activities for that day on next Saturday, as a matter of fact, October 18th, and that's an Adventure Day. It's a fun day for the scouts, and our next outing after that will be our Deep River hike. The boys can get a chance to go on their first hike. That's coming up November 1st. So I just want everybody to know the scouting program is moving along well, and we are very near approaching to our first Eagle Scout in University Park, so that's coming soon. I'll keep you abreast on that. Also, I wanted to tell the parents to please come out to the school board meetings and voice your opinions. When your kids come home and they have concerns or problems, you need to be at those board meetings. We have basically no representation for our children going to these board members. The other parents come out and they voice their opinions and they're getting hurt. But we can sit back here and we can complain about what's going on with the schools. But my thing is, if you don't come and get involved and voice your opinion, then you're still part of that problem. So if you can complain about it at home, you need to come up to the board meetings and voice your concerns or your complaints to the people that need to hear them.
Thank
So
you.
just come out and support your kids, come to the schools, meet your teachers.
Right.
You know, when they have open house and curriculum night and parent-teacher night, come out to the school.
Please, thank you very much for that announcement. And their meetings start, you go in at 6:30, you complete a card, and you'll be able to speak. They have 30 minutes framed to speak in. And please, it's a lot going on right now in our school district, and you really need to be there and pay attention. Thank you very much. Okay, that's the end of our...
Excuse me, Mayor, I'm sorry. Ms. Hudson, could you please explain or talk about the Eagle Scout that, and I would imagine probably the first in the area, the project that this individual is undertaking?
Yes, to become an Eagle Scout, it's a long path and it's not very easy. They have, I want to say 22 to 24 merit badges that they have to complete. 13 of those merit badges are mandatory. Then they have another 12 that's an elective. They have to complete all the merit badges, but in order to, after they do that, they also have to do an Eagle project. The Eagle project that this young man wants to do, he's going to, he wants to put out a few benches in University Park because I'm hearing some of the senior citizens would like to have a bench when they're walking from their residence to the Family Dollar. I'm not sure if that's a place, I guess it's going to be up to the mayor and the board of trustees and the village manager, and I don't know who decides where the benches can go, but I'm hearing suggestions where benches need to go, and one was for the seniors, for that path going from their home to the dollar store. Another one was for
Veteran wall. Veteran wall.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say that. Another one was for a bench to go by the veteran wall. Some of us have family members and loved ones, and we just, some of us just want to go and pay tribute to the veterans and honor the veterans and be able to just sit there and reflect on some of the veterans they know and what's going on in the world with our soldiers out there, defending our country and our right to be safe now. It's a place where they can sit down and just reflect on that. Another place, some of our, another person, if you don't mind me saying, I was speaking with Trustee Larry Brown, and we was just having a conversation, and I was saying he wanted to put one, like, some of the residents walk to Governor State or to the train station, and there's no benches along that route either. And Trustee Larry Brown was saying that maybe we can put a bench near where the young child got killed. We all drive by or walk by and we see that the cross and the bear, and we remember, if that doesn't touch your heart and move you in some kind of way, that there was a beautiful life that was taken at that spot, then you need to kind of rethink, your life or reflect on what's going on around you in the world. So that was a suggestion for another one of the benches to go. But we kind of need this project to get going because it didn't get going last year and it got too cold, and we're approaching that cold weather now. So I would like to have this young man meet with the mayor and the board of trustees and the village manager and whoever else needs to be involved, and we need to get this project up and going and completed. And that's, after he gets that project done, then he'll have a board of review and he will become Eagle Scout.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, unfinished business?
Madam Mayor?
Where? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have a card.
I do apologize due to my lateness of arrival. I filled out a card, it wasn't it didn't get to you as yet. I do apologize. I'll make this very brief. And good evening to everyone present and those viewing. I do apologize. Two things that the Senior Citizens Committee does annually is our Senior Fun Day. And traditionally, we have always made donations to the youth organizations of the community. This year, because our funds were low, we were blessed on Senior Fun Day by known and unknown donors who donated to our committee. We, in turn, would like to pay it forward. We're utilizing those donations so we can continue our tradition of donating to WUPC TV, Young Broadcasters, to the Parks and Rec Department, and it gives me great pleasure as chairman to say this year we have also included University Park Youth Athletic Association. So, just as the board assists us, and I emphasize you assist us, because we're going to come back next year and ask again.
Okay.
But heartfelt, we felt no more than right to pay it forward and extend assistance to others.
Thank you so
So,
much.
who do I give these envelopes to, man?
Me, give me mine.
You don't want to see what it is. Okay, with that said, we
Can
move on.
can I just thank the seniors? Every year for the last 16 years, the senior committee has been faithful and given to the peer leaders. Next year, thank you so much, Ms. Stroud. Make sure the seniors know, because next year, April, we're going down to Arkansas for our college tour. So thank you so much. We're going to go also to Ole Miss to see Treadwell. So thank you. I want to do my tears. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for your indulgence.
No problem. This time, discussion agenda, unfinished business. None. New business, a presentation for AM audit, results of our audit. You come up at this time and let the audience know who they are. These are some people that we came and met at some of the seminars, and we got a card information. We were discussing with him, and I said that we need to get every penny we can, and found out that this company finds money from your utilities. You see your utility bills, and you always see municipal taxes on them. And these are the guys that do the audits to find all monies that we should be receiving and we're not receiving, and why we're not receiving them, from ComEd, NICOR, and our water. So with that, you can make your presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the introduction.
I know you have another presentation to go somewhere else.
Yeah. No, Madam Mayor, trustees, and residents of University Park, good evening. My name is Mike Fuhrer from a company called AM Audit, and also present with me is the president of AM Audit, Mr. Greg Carr. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the village on two monumental projects coming to fruition. I heard the Ileana is coming to fruition, as well as your exit on I-57. Those are very big items for any village in Illinois to accomplish. So, from our standpoint, we sit in a lot of these meetings, and congratulations. So, the Village of University Park has engaged AM Audit at no upfront cost or fee to audit the utility costs that the village pays for gas, electric, and telecommunications. We also audit, as the mayor said, all the utility taxes that are collected on your behalf by the utilities. Every single resident and business has a tax according to the municipal code of the University Park. And the utilities collect these taxes and then they remit. So what we do is we have a unique industry. University Park is one of over 100 Illinois municipalities, pretty much in the northern region entirely, that is benefiting from our services for the last 12 years. Since we've been started in 2002, we've been putting a lot of meaningful dollars into budgets. And University Park is not unique in its budgetary stresses. It seems that this state is really getting very, very tight as far as local government budgetary concerns. And every dollar helps, and that's what we do. We find every single dollar as far as the utilities are concerned. That's what we do. That's our niche. And we've assembled a team of auditors that are unsurpassed in this business. People with experience in excess of 30 years are auditing your bills and your tax collections on your behalf. And as I said before, at no upfront costs or fees. It's a completely contingent fee, so the residents will probably be glad to hear that. What I'm here to do tonight is present to you the first of probably 3 waves of reports. That's typically how it goes. We bring you the highest dollars first so that you can, so to speak, put a tourniquet on the bleeding. We want to capture that money and get it infused in your budget as soon as possible. So what I'm here tonight to do is present 2 reports. This is the first wave of reports I'll present to you. It's been about 3 months since our contract was signed with you, so we're very, very fast, and we're very good at getting these findings implemented, so long as we have the board's backing on these findings. First item I'd like to present to you is a summary on your electricity cost audit. For lack of time this evening, I won't get into every detail, but what I will tell you is that we found about $7,000 annually that are being miscalculated or misapplied on your electricity costs. Now the way this is happening is ComEd has a rate book that's about that thick, and it changes very frequently. Now, unless you pay careful attention to every change in that rate book like we do, things go right under the radar. And this is what's happened here. Although $7,000 a year is very, very clean in our opinion. That's a very, very reputable management of your ComEd accounts, just so you know. But we found about $6,500 exactly annually in cost reductions because certain accounts on your street lighting were on the wrong rider or the wrong rate. And so what that means is that you were being charged a different rate or rider for those accounts, which is extra cost. So in changing those to the correct riders, we will reduce your costs $6,500 a year. Attached to that, we actually found 9 accounts that went along with that phasing that you will realize $21,000 in credits. So that will come to you once, and that will be one big credit from ComEd. That was secured by us, and what we need as far as action out of the board is we have an entire report here, and the bulk of that $6,500 is broken into many different findings. So it's comprised of many different items. We need authorization so that we can go back to ComEd and make sure that these are fixed and they're not going to pop back up into your bills in the future. So what I need is I have copies for all the trustees and the mayor. If you could review this, and we would like to get this implemented as soon as possible. That's part of our procedure as well. We don't just hand you a report and expect you to get on the phone with your external affairs manager. We handle this all the way to its end. So that's the first item that we're proud to present. And like I said to the residents, I'd like to definitely say that that is actually very clean in this industry. $7,000 a year for what you're spending in electricity is very, very low. But one other factor is that your water is outsourced, so your electricity costs are pretty well managed due to that. Your water system is privatized, therefore your large expense of water pumping doesn't happen. It's not on your account, so that's good. The second item I'd like to present to you is definitely going to infuse your attention and get your budget a little bit back where it should be, hopefully. What we have here is an odd scenario where the University Park Village, back in the 70s, passed a municipal utility tax. And every resident and business knows that on their NICOR bill, there is a utility tax for local government, a municipal utility tax. And that's a gross receipts tax of 5% on the use of gas. Well, since 1997, natural gas has been deregulated, and that's caused a marketplace to open up where third-party suppliers come in and they can solicit businesses and residents third-party gas. Well, this creates an issue for villages and cities in the state because in doing so, there are a portion of your taxable entities that are escaping that tax, the tax you put on the book in the 1970s. The Municipal Utility Tax Code was originally written and passed to capture 5% gross receipts. Well, there are a number of NICOR customers who are escaping that tax by going to third-party suppliers for the commodity of natural gas. Now, what we do is we do a tax analysis of all the parcels within your corporate boundaries. And to spare you the really tight details, what I'll say is we audit every single parcel and we come up with who's being collected, what parcels are being collected for Village of University Park by NICOR. And then we go into where's that money ending up. And we found somewhere on the order of $260,000 a year are being lost. According to the original code, those monies should be part of your budget, and they are not. People are escaping this tax, and actually, just so everyone knows, it's not residential typically. Typically, the residential market hasn't been solicited as aggressively as the industrial and commercial markets. So this is a loophole, so to speak, where they're avoiding your tax by using a business technicality called the Illinois Commerce Clause. It exempts them from local taxation because it's an out-of-state sale for that commodity. Third-party suppliers are selling from out of state, therefore they're exempt from local taxation. There is luck, though. You are a home rule community. So by closing this loophole, you would have to, or in order to close this loophole, rather, you would have to pass a use tax, and you have the powers to do so. And this will impact you, like I said, on the order of $260,000 a year. What this analysis really does is create parity in the market. Some people are paying your tax, some people aren't. And the original concept of this ordinance was that everybody should pay. Everybody pays their fair share, everybody's taxed, and that's the way it should be. But like I said, this has created a loophole and you're losing some significant revenue. So as with the electricity report, I will need some authorizations, and we can get this implemented and passed. We need to pass this gas use tax ordinance. So that's all we have tonight. If there's any questions, Mr. President's here to answer them, and or myself. But we're pretty proud of what we do and what we've done here for this village.
One thing that I would add is that this has been going on since '97, this situation. Wow. So you've lost a lot of revenue. It's going to continue to grow over time. So it's something you really must look at seriously, passing this ordinance. Now, in our report, we have a sample ordinance that we've worked with literally 25, 30 different municipalities. So we'll be able to assist you in that process because you have to work with NICOR, et cetera, in order to implement this. We want to do this as quickly as possible because 70% of the gas in this marketplace flows in the 5 winter months. So if we were to pass this ordinance in the next 2 board meetings, then we would be able to pick up November, December, January, February, March, which are those key months where 70% of the gas flow is where 70% of the revenue is going to be generated. So timing is important as well. The other thing is that we were able to get past a law that will allow you to go back and historically collect some of these past sins where these companies haven't paid these monies. And so when the time's right, we will talk with the University Park about doing that. These companies that haven't been collecting this are really in violation of the ordinance. And since they're the taxpayer, not the consumer, the party that sells the gas is the taxpayer, they're liable for these past sins. And so it's $260,000 going forward, but there's also an aspect of looking back in time, which could be a very significant amount of money for University Park, and it would go to your bottom line immediately. So that'll be something to keep in mind as we go forward. So I just wanted to add a few things there.
Any other questions?
May I have a copy of your reports?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have reports for everyone, I believe.
Anyone else? Well, I'd like to thank you for that, and some things I guess we don't know is on the books, have been there forever, and hopefully we get that revenue, because we all paid our utility taxes and it's not going to us.
Trying to create parity amongst everyone.
Yes.
And that's all, that was the original intent.
Now, included here is a copy of the ordinance and a copy of the form that you need us to sign, okay?
Yes.
And we'll have a meeting with Mr. Lanier, and we'll take care of this, and we'll be back with you ASAP, because we want those winter months on there. We use that money. Are the rates and charts in here as well?
Yes.
Okay.
It's comprehensive, everything we need. I have that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Madam.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now, this time we will go to IDOT presentation.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Trustees and residents of
Good evening.
University Park. I'm going to ask my staff to pass out some material. I won't go into all details of our programs, but you will have information in your brochure. My name is Cynthia Williams, and I'm the director of Austin People's Action Center. We have, our main site is located on the west side of Chicago. We have 2 sites in Chicago, and we also have an office in Park Forest. I'm here to present one of our newest programs, which is the Illinois Department of that's funded by Illinois Department of Transportation. It's called the ICART program, TCART program, Transportation Construction Apprenticeship Readiness Training Program. We are funded by, as I stated, we're funded by Illinois Department of Transportation, and we have recently been given a contract to expand our program to the Will County area. One of the reasons why we were given a contract to service the Will County residents, because a lot of the Will County residents or residents from the South Suburban area did not want to travel to the west side of Chicago or to the Urban League. We're partners with 3 other organizations, the Chicago Urban League, the Black Chambers of Commerce of Lake County, and the Quad County Urban League of Aurora. The district that we're serving is District 1, and the counties that we're serving are Cook, Will, DuPage, Lake, McHenry, and Kane. However, this particular program that we're presenting to you is to place residents of Will County, and Will County only. And those, we may get other residents from other areas, however, we'll be referring them to our other organizations. We are requesting space here, and one of them, I'm not sure which number is the building here.
We looked at the 7th.
Okay, I looked at one of the facilities here, one of the spaces here, and we're interested in opening up a TCART program here. And what that means is that we will have a prepaid construction training program for about 45, up to 45 participants. And we will provide them with $100 a week in transportation assistance. And then once they go to technical training, they get $10 an hour. It is an 11-week program. However, here they start off as an 8-week training program. And then from there, they go to a union training program. There is, I won't go into all the criteria. There is some criteria of the program, but we've been very successful at it. This is our 2nd year of receiving funding from IDOT. We were able to place 95 participants, were placed in Cook County. Well, not 95 participants, but in Cook, the reason we're being asked to service these areas is that in Cook County, we needed 95 participants. In DuPage, we needed 10, and Will County, we needed 45 participants. So in this area here, we're looking at recruiting and selecting 45 participants. They won't have to travel to the west side of Chicago. They'll actually receive their training here. Like I said, they'll receive a stipend. We give them everything that they need in order to make it successfully through the program. Last year, we had a total of 117 accepted in the program. 97 graduated, and we placed 53 participants in jobs. And the salary has been ranging from $15 an hour to $43 an hour. Again, we're looking at starting this program right away. We need to have the program up and running January 15th. However, we can open up our office as early as November 1st. We need to get our first 15 participants recruited and trained starting January the 15th. That program ends April the 10th, and then we start all over again. So we call them cohorts. Cohort 6 will be the first program that will start. Then February we start another program, cohort 7, and then February the 26th we start cohort 8. And again, we will be hiring a recruiter from Will County. We will be hiring a placement person who will be responsible for actually placing these participants. We will also be hiring, an intake person and a jobs coordinator that will be specifically for Will County. And again, these are for Will County residents. And as I stated before, we're not turning any other people away. It's just that a lot of the southern people, of course, did not want to travel to the west side. So we started off doing recruiting out of Chicago Heights Park District. And we have several residents who travel to the west side of Chicago. But again, we had a quota that we needed to meet in the area for Will County residents who were in need of jobs and lacking training. So I'm asking for your permission or vote to enter into a lease agreement. I saw the space. That space is appropriate for what we would like to do. We do the wiring. We bring in our own furniture, our own equipment. Basically, we're not asking anything from the village. We pay for all the things that we need in order to get the program up and running. And as I stated, we're looking to start this program immediately. And we also are looking for residents from Will County or from Cook County to be employed in the program.
Okay. Any questions? But just to let everyone know right now, before I tried to get Senator on the phone, Senator Toy Hutchinson is behind us. She asked me and talked to me about this with Ms. Williams. We met in Washington at the Black Caucus. This is one of the results of it. When you go and meet and you talk to people, in Toy Hutchinson is one of the senators, and talking to the Durban Congress, and they're behind this 100%. And I told them we're looking for jobs, we're looking for monies, we're looking for resources, we're looking for jobs. And I know there's another entity that's in this, which is looking for felons, people with a felony. They were looking to hire them as well. And this is a pre-trade construction training, and Ms. Williams. And right now, Senator Hutchinson is going through, a friend of hers is having surgery, so she can't be on the phone right now. So she wanted to be a call-in on this call today. But I know your services is offering a WIC program, food program, parental establishments, one-stop jobs, whatever else we can have. Are you pregnant? Other kind of things other than Will County? And this is great, something that we're needing very much, and I am very happy to have
I
this.
don't want to go into all the details, but we have a WIC store in Chicago, and we provide actually, we provide case management services to this area, to University Park. We work with high-risk pregnant women. We have a home visiting program. So we have a lot of programs that this area is also eligible for. And one thing that I didn't mention is currently, as of today, we have a program where, a youth employment program, where we're able to hire youth between the ages of 16 to 24 to work in any of the community-based organizations here in University Park or at any of the churches. We're looking for 16 to 24-year-olds. They're eligible for it now. We have probably about 15 slots that we can lend to or open up to University Park, and it pays $9 an hour, and I would love to work with someone here. If you have some eligible youth, we can get them signed up to work with us and recruiting individuals for this program as well.
Questions, Trustee Osborne?
Yes, how close is the technical resource center to getting up and running?
The bids have been opened. We're looking for a start date on the reconstruction.
Is there anyone that could time this in with that?
We could, but I think they may want to move in a little. This program may want to start. It depends on when. Yeah, it starts a little quicker. We can certainly give it some consideration. I will call Ms. Williams tomorrow and talk about our options as far as placing them in a space.
And the other thing is, anyone else? This was a miracle. Our meeting in Washington was great. Thank God you were here from Chicago. And the thing that was good is the fact that it's not a cost. They will bring in their own computer people, their own wiring people, their IT people, and they'll do the wiring. We won't have to pay for the wiring, we won't have to pay for the computers, and it's just a win-win situation for people that are looking for jobs, and you're ready to place people immediately. That's really great. That's what we need in our village, and I'm really grateful for Senator Toy Hutchinson bringing this to our attention, and yourself. We knew that was dinner, but it came out to be much better. So I appreciate you. And Mr. Lanier will have your information this morning. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce our two staff persons.
Okay.
Derek is our project lead for our entire TCOP program, and Linda is our vice president of operation at Austin People's Action Center.
Thank you. You have a question, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, thank you so much for your presentation. Can you please tell us, for those youth that are looking for jobs, the number here is that they can call?
They can call, well, they can call 773.
Hold on 1 minute.
261 6900, but they need to be identified as the UP slot. So I have the
UP slot?
UP slot.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. And I'll give you Mr. Lanier's information. Thank you again. I'm sorry. Ma'am.
Thank you also for your presentation. There's always emphasis on the youth of the community, which is definitely a definite need. Yet, you still have some seniors who are a viable workforce. Those that are on fixed income, yet they have the health, they don't have the wealth. Is there anywhere that seniors can slide in on this in any capacity?
Actually, seniors are eligible for the IDOT program. They're for the TCOP program, for the construction training program. We have seniors who are enrolled in our program now. So we'll give you more information on that. And again, I couldn't tell you everything that we do and what I talked to the mayor about. We also have a nutrition program for seniors. And we want to bring some food box slots here, our senior nutrition program. So there's some other opportunities that we may be able to bring.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Okay.
Okay. We will contact you, well, Mr. Lanier will be in contact tomorrow. The first reading on the ordinance authorizing the execution of redevelopment agreement and subsequent real estate tax reimbursement agreement related to property being purchased by Northern Builders of lease to Glockner's and Milt Metal Corporation and contained with TIF 4. Is there a motion? Moved by Trustee Griffin, second.
Second.
Larry Brown. Questions, concerns?
Yeah. I know we met and we've had, I've met with this gentleman and I guess all of them before. I just had a couple. Lost the page. I had it underlined too.
While you're looking, just to, we've been working on the draft of the agreement. We will, I would suspect within a week, we will have what we would hope to be a final draft for the board to look at. But we wanted to send you out an earlier draft that had the basic terms of the agreement. The terms were basically negotiated by Mr. Lanier, and they're, I think, very acceptable. They're better terms than many of the TIFs that, in fact, this board has had some criticism of, but they're still fair for the company. So you will have, at least a week in advance, a completely finished version of these documents, and we would hope that we did send out a copy of the very simple ordinance. We would hope that the board would be able to act upon this at your next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. Yeah, this is Aaron Herschel from Cushman and Wakefield. We do real estate consulting, and I'm here on behalf of Clocker Metals Corporation. We also have Mr. Tony Muno and Mr. Robert Astaire from Clocker here. So we just want to thank you for having us. And like Mr. Diamond said, we're very excited about the prospect of becoming members of this community. We look forward to the vote in upcoming weeks, and are certainly open to answering any questions or concerns that the board may have at this time.
All right. Okay. I found it on the other section 8 under employment of village residents, where it's either from the village residents or non-residents. Non-village residents, the developer shall transmit to the village any new set of qualifications, and the village residents shall be permitted to apply based on the new qualifications. Are you planning on changing qualifications?
Absolutely not. I believe that passage to which you referred to just exemplifies, if there is an opening in the company, they'll be, contact the village first, let them know, here's what we're looking for, please send us any would-be candidates, and we'd be happy to take a look, within University Park before looking elsewhere.
Okay, thank you. One concern I had in talking with you all, I think we met about 3 times. Like Mr. Diamond said, we structured this TIF a little bit different because you all didn't want a clawback, is what they call it. But we look at it as incentives or I guess protection for our residents. So you all didn't want that, so okay, so we went along. But under the agreement, I talked to you about it earlier, under the agreement where you get the 10-year abatement, and like I said, I understand you got people coming in, and I wouldn't expect nothing the first year, or maybe the second year starting with that. If it doesn't get to be or maintain 10%, since we don't have that clawback agreement, I'm looking at I talked to Ms. Lanier too, and I hope it's not a sticking point, that we would adjust our abatement according to the employment. In other words, if we didn't meet the 10%, then you're asking for certain amounts for each year, correct?
Yes.
You're asking for 10.
Yeah, I believe it's 20%, 20%,
Right.
30%.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for to at least maintain or that 10%.
Sure. No, we understand. You know, at this point, I know the company is very much committed to making it a goal to having 10% of employees being village residents. I can't speak on their behalf whether or not, you know, they'd be willing to adjust those abatement amounts. But I know that the company is very much committed to you know, working with the community. Would love to have resident employees, and they've made it a goal of theirs to have 10%.
Okay.
Justin?
You've indicated.
Yeah, I mean,
No, but
the
you-
first reading.
you-
I'll vote for it, but I want to make sure.
No, but you've indicated that what you're looking for is that if they do not meet the goals, that there would be some reduction in the amounts they would receive, and we'll negotiate.
Any other? I have a question. Yes, sir.
And
And just to piggyback on Trustee Griffin's concern also, it stated that you have about 10% that you'll maintain is a minimum goal. 10% of how many people are working for this company?
So the initial project projections, in year one, we would have an employment base of 40. And you know, I can't specifically speak to what growth might be like. Perhaps, you know, we have some company here, but 10% of whatever the number will be initially would be 40 employees.
So as those numbers rise, so will the 10% will stay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, just to echo the same concerns as all in Section 8. There's no real enforcement mechanism if this 10% goal is not met. Also, based on the last presentation that we had with Copeland Metals, that they were bringing the majority of their employees from their previous company. One of the things that I would like to see added is if the company was willing to offer relocation benefits that will help them get to their 10%, hopefully they offer the right benefit, 100%, and they become residents of University Park. And as far as new growth, that I think ought to be covered in the Section 8 portion of the agreement. But there definitely needs to be some sort of enforcement mechanism just in case the 10% goal is not met. And I will just so we can stay where we're at right now. 10% of total employment of village resident, but that goal need not be met. You know, a statement like that as part of the employment agreement is not acceptable toward me. So there needs to be some sort of enforcement mechanism if that goal is not met.
Sure, and we appreciate everyone's comments on that topic. I will say it's worth mentioning, we haven't discussed, you know, the company has shown their commitment to hire village residents. A portion of their TIF funds, they're going to be donating directly to the University Park Resource Center throughout the life of the TIF. And I think, you know, that speaks to their commitment to, you know, train locally and with the goal of, you know, hiring locally. So, you know, I look forward to us working together and hopefully we can have a progress and have a great vote, you know, 2 weeks from now.
I have a question for you. Some of your verbiage is almost like some of the past verbiage that I've always protested, and that's that. What is your growth estimates? Are you extending, or do you expect to expand at any time? If so, at what point? And how many years? How will this impact your company?
Mayor, trustees, good to see you again.
Good evening.
I've been involved in a couple of the meetings that we've had, and we've covered this kind of in the past. And you know, our plan for building this facility is, you know, because we've outgrown our current facility, and we are currently outsourcing to some competitors, actually, to process steel products that we can't currently do in-house. So this new facility will enable the space that we require to continue to expand. Now, the whole building justification that was approved by our management team, both in the U.S. and Germany, includes a pretty aggressive growth strategy. Justification for this building is at least doubling the size within 5-6 years, if not tripling within 10, which you know, our current employee base, as you mentioned, is about 40 that we would house here. I can see that, you know, at least doubling within the next 10 years. And we have 2 expansion programs in place to even triple, no, I would say at least double the size of that facility. So the current facility would be about 100,000 square feet, and we have a couple expansions already planned for that facility once we would get in, get up, get running, and now that we have the adequate space to grow and run multiple shifts, we can grow.
Okay. Then I don't want to add you here, because this is just the first reading. We can go into it more, and I'll have other ideas, but the thing as far as just, I knew we need some funding for resource center. Maybe we won't need that anymore, but I would like to save the money into our general funds for other things that we might need as well. Okay, thank you so much. We have first reading, we have second and third, and we'll come back. If anyone has any more detailed concerns, we can do that. And I noticed you have some things that are still spaced. There are blanks here, so we'll talk more into that at the final session. I guess the second reading will be up next. Thank you so much. First reading an ordinance of, I'm sorry, is there a?
So moved.
Moved by,
We got a motion.
we got a motion, just, roll call, please.
Trustee Oscar Brown.
We look forward to you coming to the Village of University Park. Votes aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Votes aye. First reading an ordinance allowing off-street parking during limited times across sidewalks.
So moved.
First reading.
Second.
Trustee Griffin, second by Trustee Larry Brown. Questions?
We're more of a comment than a
Okay.
question.
Yes, sir.
Rather than allow for the total blocking of sidewalks, as this ordinance seems to indicate, there should be a certain amount of space that's always available for egress and egress, I guess is what I'm looking for. But I'm thinking about a foot to 2, rather than, say, a car parking directly across the sidewalk, which is what's provided here. So I believe that's what we should look towards when we look into redraft this ordinance.
Well, I did, but the problem is that in most instances, the distance between the sidewalk and the street is not necessarily large enough to park a vehicle. And so we've often found that you really don't gain anything. And so I don't know if the police have any comment on this, but the idea of allowing parking so that literally the sidewalk isn't blocked, and that you're allowed to park in front of the sidewalk, in many instances doesn't give you enough space and has the car sticking into the street. So that's the problem I've seen elsewhere.
Any others? Roll call. First reading.
Trustee Oscar Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Votes aye. First reading an ordinance preventing parking on the side of the streets without fire hydrants. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Griffin.
Second.
Second by Trustee Larry Brown. Questions? Roll call. Hearing none. Roll call.
Trustee Oscar Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Votes aye.
And Mayor Covington.
Votes aye. Thank you. Bills payable. Summary request action of the meetings. Attached for your approval is the listing of the general operating expenses that the Village of University Park has incurred in the last 2 weeks period from September 24th to October 14th. The following funds will be charged for these expenses. General operating funds is $205,661.91. Road and bridge, $4,317.36. Town center funds, $5,782.58. Golf course, $29,834.22. TIP 5, $822,310, totaling $1,067,906.07. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Bill. Second by trustee Larry Brown. Questions? Hearing none. Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Oscar Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Both sides of me.
Trustee Larry Brown.
Both sides.
And Mayor Cummings.
Did you call? I'm sorry. Did you call? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go through this fast to board trustees' comments, and we're gonna listen to what Ms. Truss said and stick to the agenda items. Trustee, I'm sorry. Dear clerk, you don't have any comments? Okay. Trustee Oscar Brown?
No comment.
Trustee Larry Brown? Wait a minute. I've gotten nervous. Trustee Griffin?
I'll be short.
Oh.
I'll be real short. Short and good. Thank you. How about that? No, all right. Hey, I appreciate it. No, I just want to say thank everyone for coming out. And I want to thank Christelle for doing a good job. A number of my neighbors have noticed on the cable station all that excess and that outdated stuff on the board had been taken down, and we really appreciate that. It's been updated, and we want to thank you for it. I want to thank Mr. Lanier for going with me to ICSC. Like he said, we in talks with a number of vendors. Hopefully about 3 or 4 said that they're coming out to the village to talk to us. It was very receptive this last time we went last week. So we are working, we are moving forward on a lot of items and stuff. So we look forward to when the interchanges are coming. They are coming and they are talking to us. So those are my comments. I want to, we want to wish Jerry Townsend and Trustee Rudez, they're going down to talk up a grant for the village. So hopefully that'll be coming. Those are my comments. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
I have no comments tonight, Mayor.
Whoa. And mine, quick as well. I am very, very proud of what happened tonight.
Hold, I'll take that back.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. Okay. I want to thank IDOT for coming for their presentation. I'm very happy for the audits. That was very, very good. It's positive things happening in University Park. Mr. Jerry Townsend, I know about that grant. We talked about that. There will be $225,000. That's October 24th. That that our engineers has helped get. So Mr. Townsend will be going there. I guess Trustee Reyes is going now too. That's money we're beginning. So that's already a done deal. It's only going to take 3 minutes for that to happen. I'm glad to see that South Suburban Mayor is finally on transportation. We have our name on here, and I'm seeing the money that's coming. So again, you keep us in prayer. I love you. You can't do anything about it. A motion for us to adjourn.
So move.
Move back up to Larry Brown. Second.
No, a second. That was a short good look at it.
And thank you for this quick meeting. Adjourned. Prayers also for Mr. Wayne. His wife went to the hospital and she had an injury. So keep her in prayer, and also for our Trustee Williams. Keep her in prayer. Thank you very much.